Hey guys, this is another Clock Rewinders on a Book Binge, and I'm Amy at bookgoonie. This week has been kind of a nice week in the fact that it's my first week off for the summer, but it's also the 1 week I have off between the regular school season and I start summer school next week. So this week I was excited. I was going to get lots of reading done, lots of blogging done, but due to CrossFit and kind of maxing myself out every day in the morning at 6:30. You can see my result of doing plank up-downs. I didn't get much of anything done because I was exhausted by the time I got home, and a few things around the house so that I wasn't completely unproductive and a horrible housewife. And so I cleaned out my washroom. Okay guys, I'm going to share with you what's going to book and blog block me on Friday. It's my last day off before summer school starts, and I have put this off probably for about a year. And as soon as I show it to you, you'll know why. When we bought this house, I was glad to have my washroom in a separate room so I could shut the door. The problem is I can shut the door, and so it has become its own monster. So I'm actually kind of ashamed of this, but okay. This is the devil washroom with arts and crafts and various projects uncompleted and nasty floor. And then we get to all of Sydney's photo album stuff that hasn't been organized and other various crafty sort of things that have been stowed away in this room. So okay guys, it's like 4 hours later in this stupid little room, but it is finally clean, or it's about as clean as it's going to get. My problem is still that I keep too much junk. As you can see, I still have way too much junk. This is my July project, is going through Sydney's pictures. It didn't happen anytime soon. This is my Friday. Don't you wish you were here? Last week on Clockwork Rewinders, I told you that I was able to get my husband to read the first book since Da Vinci Code, and he's still reading Island of the Sequin Love Nun. He even gave me once a "wait till I finish this chapter, I'm almost done" comment that he hears from me all the time. So I'm really excited about that. I have a couple of pictures of him reading his book, and I can't wait to see what I can get him to pick up next. I think I'm going to try to get him to read Hounded by Kevin Hearn. On that note, we had Kevin Hearn came to Texas from Arizona for a book signing, and every time I've wanted to go to a book signing, something related to my daughter, soccer mostly, has caused it to happen, me not to be able to go. So Sydney was supposed to have soccer Thursday. I had 3 people lined up to get her to soccer, get her to somewhere else, and get her to spend the night because I wouldn't be home till late, and I was going to go. And even bonus is Felicia was going from Geeky Book Blogger, and I have her blog linked down below. And we met up and ate at Zoe's and went and saw Kevin. And I was going to see Kevin because of the Hounded Kiss Me I'm Irish reading tour. Been reading the books, loved them, love them. And also there was Jay Wells, a native from Texas, and she has a Sabine Kane series, and I've never heard of her before then, but I decided after listening to her talk, her humor, her realness, that I was going to pick up her book. The problem is by the time I got up there to buy her first book in the series, I think the first book is Red-Headed Stepchild, they were out. So I went ahead and bought the 5th and last book in the series. She just finished the series. So this will force me to go purchase the other 4 books before. At the book signing, they fed off of each other really well. They talked to each other on Twitter, but this was their first time to meet each other. think they're part of a group called the League of Reluctant Adults, which I don't know anything about, but it definitely intrigues me. So I look forward to kind of researching who those other authors are that are part of that particular league. Jay Wells and Kevin had a flagon off. They both brought flagons to see who in what the audience thought who had the best flagon. Jay Wells had a horn, and she drank her beer out of her horn, and Kevin had a wood-made flagon. Jay Wells talked about how she pitched her book as a series, how it felt to bring it all the way to a close. Someone asked her why she hadn't set any of her books in Dallas, where she's native to, and she said she just seemed like it was hard to do because all the places people like to go to when they come to Dallas, we don't go to as natives. You haven't been to them since you were in elementary school. And Kevin Hearn sets his books in Arizona, where he's from, because he says that's what he knows. But I don't think we have a lot of preconceived notions of what Arizona, other than maybe, cigarette store Indians, as much as Dallas and Texas does. There's just such a stereotype, and I think if you wrote, personally, I was thinking about it on my hour-and-a-half drive home, if you start writing about Dallas as you know it, then people are going to be mad because they want to see the stereotypical Texan Dallas, and so I could see where it'd be a little more difficult to write about Dallas if you're from here. So that was really interesting. Tricked. Kevin Hearn was funny and quick, like he is in his books. He talked about the fact that the 6 books have been picked up. 5th is done and should be out sometime this year, I think November, is what he said. The 6th book is in the finishing processes, and he's hoping that the series goes to 9. He talked about the publishing world, and they have to wait till they get numbers, and then they'll extend the series or whatever it is. So if you're enjoying the Iron Druids Chronicles, there should be hopefully 9 when they're all finished. He also talked about what he loved about writing his first book was to know that he could write a book, and then he got better and better. He wrote 2 books before he got to Hounded. He said this most recent book that he wrote took about 5 months to write. That sounds relatively quick for me. I can imagine writing a book, especially with as many references as he uses to pop culture and to the mythology of the gods and stuff. It just seems like a really fast turnaround. So, of course, I picked up Tricked, and he signed my whole series that I have, and he wrote something different in each one of them, and he was cute and delightful. He's a little man, and you just kind of want to pick them up and put them in your pocket and take them home with you. So I won a giveaway on Felicia's blog, and I got A Perfect Storm, and I haven't read any Lori Foster, so I'm excited about this. And she said it doesn't have to be read in order, because I think this is the 4th in the series, so I look forward to getting into this one. This week, I finished the audiobook Glass Houses, and I've started the second one, which is like Dead Girls Dance or something like that. She has a really good narrator or reader, and it's a pretty good series. Morganville Vampires. We'll get to it. So this week, as far as physical books I completed Hexed and Hammered. The second in the series, one of the my favorite scenes is him and Morgan. And if you've read it, hopefully you thought it was kind of as funny as I did. If not, you need to read it. It cracked me up. I even read it to my husband, who's thinking I'm crazy because he doesn't know anything about the series. My favorite scene in Hammered is when he meets Jesus and has a beer with Jesus. So those are pretty darn funny. This week I've also been reading Married with Zombies. Come Monday we will get the first questions from Jess at Gone with the Words for the Outlander read along. And I think the first reading assignment is about 100 pages, so I'm going to start that today so that I can get up and be ready when the questions get posted tomorrow. Next week books I think I will be getting to have also a little bit to do with what Kelly and Amanda are doing. They are doing all series all summer. I'm not going to stick to it like they are because I have about 30 standalone books I want to try to make a dent into sometime in June. in the summer. I do have a review book, Replication, that I'll be working on getting read this next week. And then I'm reading the other books that I'm reading before I get to my standalone books are books in a series that I've been waiting for and excited about, and I just haven't had a chance to read. Bitter Blue. I'm looking forward to The Last Echo by Kimberly Durding, and of course City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. So hopefully you'll be seeing me reading some of these books this week. I have Series Showdown in my pull-down tabs where I've tried to list all the series I'm in the middle of for my own reference so that I can mark them off and go. Again, I'm not going to do strictly all summer, all series, but I do want to wrap up some series because I have probably 50 series in the process of. And then several series that I own all the books and I would like to get them read too. I think that is all on my clock rewinders. Definitely read below. There's lots of great links to bloggers. Another book I read it on my Nook, which is why I totally forgot it, is Master of the Mountain. This is a BDSM book, and I know that like all of the sort of quasi-reading world is reading 50 Shades of Grey, and it's, you know, ooh, smutty goodness, I guess. I haven't read it because people that I trust have said it's kind of crappy, and I know there's much better books out there. So Kelly at Reading Paranormal had posted a review, and I have it linked below, on Master of the Mountain, which we received free from Wildfire Books back in the Earth Day, their Earth Day 21 free ebooks. And it made me think that this would be a good first BDSM book to give a try. And I was kind of feeling like I wanted something naughty smushed in this week, and so I picked it up and read it, and it was really good. Hopefully you guys had a good week, and you have a good week ahead. So happy reading!